It's time for the legendary Zoltan to tell you all the wonderful and horrible aspects of Rogue Galaxy for the PS2 and PS4. Instead of reviewing every aspect of the game systematically like everybody else, I'm just going to tell you about the most outstanding aspects. Let the countdown begin. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 10. The Factory and the Insectron. These two minigames are unbelievably fleshed out. They're more fleshed out than people who think you can be healthy at any weight. That is a lot of flesh. Insectors are insects. Simple as that. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, however close the universe is to being destroyed, you can set up an insect trap to catch you some bugs. Just put some bait in it, set it on the ground, stand around doing nothing for 5 minutes, and voila. You have caught yourself an Insector. There are 17 types of Insectors you can catch, but the goal isn't to collect them all. The goal is to get 5 Insectors to become really strong so you can use them to battle in the Insectron tournament. So you have to catch multiple bugs and breed them together, feed the larvae until they grow up and breed those ones with other ones, and keep on breeding them until you have gone from a rank 1 Hercules beetle to a rank 8 Zeus beetle. Each larva will have 45% of the combined stats of the parents. So I guess you can have a borderline invincible Insector if you feed them and breed them all the way up from rank 1 to rank 8. Then you gotta level up your rank 8 beetle and feed him all the best food. And you need to do this until you have a team of 5 unstoppable Insectors. Specific Insectors are caught in specific places with specific bait. Each food has a different effect, and each food pushes Insectors toward the end of their lifespan by a different amount. Pretty damn fleshed out, huh? Then there is the Factory minigame. Essentially, you just take a bunch of items and combine them to make better ones. But before you do, you must rearrange all the machines in your factory. We gotta move the grinder out of here because we don't need any gemstones for our next project. We gotta move another smelter, form press machine, and cooling fan in here because we're gonna be working with 2 different kinds of metals this time. Now connect them all with conveyor belts and make sure you adjust the amount of conveyor belts between each machine because each machine takes a different amount of time to process materials, and after all the processing is done, the resulting materials need to arrive at the assembler at the same time. You even have to run the power cords and plug in each machine manually, and then you can make 1 item. Only 35 more to go. There is no tutorial on how to do all this. To figure it all out, you literally have to read the instruction manual. That's ingenious. Even after you've read the entire thing, you'll have to keep referring back to it just to check which side of each machine is the entrance and which is the exit. Here's a pro tip that I came up with myself because I'm a pro. Choose to place a machine which you can easily recognize the front from the back. Rotate it to the desired orientation with the L and R buttons. Then cancel and choose any other machine and it will be oriented in the same way. Admittedly, this is all pretty immersive, but you are being immersed into the role of a factory manager doing repetitive work from 9 to 5. You just wish the machines would plug themselves in after a while. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy, number 9. Toady. Toady is a toad. He is in fact a toad and not a frog, despite not having any warts. You can tell because unlike a frog, Toady has very short legs and a New York accent. Another dead giveaway is the fact that he can put 2 swords in his mouth, chew them up, and spit out a brand new sword that was stronger than the 2 originals. Holy crap. What a motivator to grind. Now we grind not only for gold and levels, but for new swords too. The strongest weapon you can make is a level 48 EX weapon. There are 140 possible weapons you can make. Impressive. You'd think a system like that could be used to totally break the game, but they avoided that by requiring your characters to be at least the same level as the weapons they equip. They have some of the coolest names too. Weeping Nemesis, Paradise Lost, Pandemonium Mistress. It's too bad everyone's ultimate weapons don't have names quite this cool. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 8, the final boss. This game takes the final boss with multiple forms trope off the flippin' rails. How many forms? How many forms do you think the final boss has? Are you ready for this? 10 forms. 10 boss battles in a row. No saving in between any of them. If you die on the last one, you have to fight the first 9 bosses over again. But it gets worse. The 10th boss has a nearly instant kill move that will be difficult to avoid until you figure it out. The first time you play the final boss gauntlet, the first 9 battles will be drawn out until you find a working strategy. But you will probably emerge victorious even on your first attempt as long as you keep an eye on your HP. Compare that to the 10th boss. I am very experienced with this game. I've beaten it 4 times or so. I've platinumized it once. In my current playthrough, I attempted the final boss gauntlet at level
69, dudes!
That's like 16 levels above normal. Jaster has learned all of his abilities, has 999 HP, and has the strongest form of the Dragellum sword. When the 10th battle started, I died in 5 seconds while blocking. The dude has a dark flare attack that just appears out of thin air all around your character. When they explode, they take a third of your life, even at the super sexy level of
69, dudes!
The camera angle makes it difficult to see if the explosions will appear in front or in back of you. If you get hit by one of them, even while blocking, it knocks you back and you will likely get comboed by the other explosions and be killed before you even have time to press the menu button. Here is how I got past this guy in my most recent play. Use left or right on the D-pad to switch between targeting his mouth and his eyes. When his eyes are covered and the mouth is exposed, he won't use the dark flares. When he covers his mouth, if you can get a couple hits on his eyes very quickly, he'll go back to covering his eyes and you'll be safe again. If he doesn't immediately recover his eyes, stop attacking. When his eyes light up, that's the sign that the dark flares are coming. So start moving sideways in whatever direction is open to you, and you ought to be able to get out of range before the flares explode. That's how it went for me anyway. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 7. Updating your visa. So get this. The game starts with Jaster getting recruited by a famous space pirate, Captain Dorgan Goa. Jaster has become the newest member of the crew, instantly fulfilling his dream of going into space. Jaster must be so hyped. What exciting adventures await him now that he has access to the entire galaxy? We have to update our visa. Not joking at all. Your first mission is to fly to Zerard and get your intergalactic travel visa renewed. As if pirates would restrain themselves from going somewhere just because their visa expired. The absurdity of it all can be felt over the course of several hours. The scenario writer seems to be directly poking fun at it, with characters getting annoyed that they still haven't managed to renew their visa. You start flying towards Zerard, and you freaking run out of gas. So you crash land on Juraika. You can synthesize some more gasoline from the fire fruit found on this planet, but the natives won't let you have any of it. So you have to get involved in their troubles and eventually save a villager from being sacrificed to a giant spider before they'll let you have some fire fruit. Then you arrive at Zerard, go to the State Building. It's actually called the Galaxy Corporation, but I'm gonna call it the State Building. And ask the super cute girl that works there, Mio, to renew your visa. And just as you're about to hand over your visa, an explosion occurs, and Mio starts screaming that it was you, and you get thrown in prison. After a couple of hours of fighting your way out of there, you go back to the State Building and ask Mio again to renew your visa. She just assumes that you've finished serving your entire jail sentence instead of calling the police again. But we still can't get our visa renewed because it just so happens the internet is down in the entire State Building. No, I am not joking. She can't renew our visa because the internet is down. It's been sabotaged by a disgruntled employee. So we have to go to where the guy is having a standoff with the SWAT team and kick his ass ourselves. Get back to the State Building, ask Mio to renew our visa again, and you can see Lilica in total denial that it will ever happen.
Oh, really? This time for sure?
This time for sure. I mean, come on, that is my job after all. Duh.
And Jaster's like, please, just renew our visa. I'll do anything. And that is how you spend the first 8 hours of Rogue Galaxy. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 6. Fully interconnected worlds. One of the crowning technological achievements of this game is how there are no loading zones within each planet. There is no screen transition for battles, the towns and dungeons are all directly connected, and there is no slowdown. It's an impressive feat. There aren't many games like that on the PS2. Shadow of the Colossus is one. I can't think of any others. I can't believe they were able to make these nice open worlds with no slowdown. This adds to the immersion that the director, Akihiro Hino, was going for. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 5. Eye candy. There is a variety of beautiful things to look at in Rogue Galaxy. The environments I just mentioned are one of them. Level 5 has always had beautiful environments. If you've played Dragon Quest VIII, Ni no Kuni, or White Knight Chronicles, you know this to be true. More beautiful than that are the full motion videos.
That was a close one.
Wonderful. More beautiful than that are the battle ability animations. More beautiful than all of those is the space pornography every time you fly in your wooden ship to a different planet. But the most beautiful thing of all in Rogue Galaxy is the bitches. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 4. Instant death abilities. The FAQ is up with the balancing of this game. It's so crazy, dudes. You are supposed to use Toady to make really strong swords so you can effortlessly slay hordes of enemies. But you don't even need to use your sword in this game because everybody has a skill that insta-kills all normal enemies. Jaster has Desert Wind. Steve has Icy Eye Beam. Digo has Covering Fire. Simon has Missile Squall, etc., etc. When you enter battle, open the menu, select one of these, and the battle is over. Literally 5-second battles, yo. There are enemies that you have to hit in the head to defeat, and they are immune to these attacks. So you know what you do? Unless you're going for 100%, you run from those guys because they'll just be annoying. A minute-long battle in Rogue Galaxy is 55 seconds too long if you ask me. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 3, grinding to 100%. Remember Mio from the State Building? She keeps a list of all the things you need to do to 100% complete this game. And there are percentages next to each one. Wouldn't you like to get 100% in all categories and get all those awesome outfits? Let's see what it takes to accomplish this. There are 8 categories, listed in order of shortest to longest. They are as follows. Number 1, become the number 1 ranked hunter in the galaxy. Number 2, hunt every quarry. Number 3, get all 9 rare items. Number 4, manufacture all 36 factory items. Number 5, make 50 items in the frog log. Number 6, win the S rank Insectron tournament. Number 7, complete the revelation flow for all characters. Number 8, complete the entire hunting record. Becoming the number 1 hunter is not so hard. You'll get hunter points from killing enough regular enemies, and you can fight like 70% of the monsters listed in the quarry section to become number 1. Hunting every quarry is not that hard either. Just wait until you've reached the last save point in the game, then teleport back to the ship and fly to Zerard. At the State Building, you can buy all the quarry contracts and then go hunt them. If you have an item to eliminate weak random battles, that will make your run to where they are located much easier. There are 21 total. Getting all 9 rare items is pretty fun. If you've ever talked to someone with a blue circle over their head, you have the information they gave you in your info edge. So go into your inventory, see what you have in there, and pursue those hints. If you don't have info on all 9 items, then you have to scour the major town of each planet for blue circle people, or look them up. But it's not a particularly time-consuming adventure. Making every item you can make in the factory doesn't take that much time, but it feels like it takes forever because of how much you have to rearrange the factory every time. Making 50 items for the frog log is not that hard, but it is annoying to have to keep track of all these weak-ass swords in your inventory when all you want to do is make any random weapon that is the same level as your character. This is easiest to do with each character's beginning weapons, because Toady will ask you to combine them with other beginning weapons that you are likely to have access to. Except for Kisala's weapons, most of her beginning weapons combine with things you can't get until you reach Zerard. Winning the Insectron tournament is 30 battles long, so it takes some time. If you have an epic team, you can quickly obliterate the earlier battles. Raising up a team of 5 S-rank ready Insectors takes a long time, but you can do it alongside all your other tasks over the course of the game. It also helps if you can capture high-rank Insectors from the wild, so you don't have to start from rank 1. Completing everyone's revelation flow simply means learning all of everyone's abilities. It might take a couple hours of grinding mermaid scales to finish. If you get to the very end of the game, a couple of merchants will sell you infinite roses of passion. Thank goodness for that, because you need like 20 of them. Lastly is number 8. Complete the entire hunting record. This is one hell of a grind. The only PS2 game I can think of that has a grind this long would be something like Disgaea. There is an entry in your battle recorder for every normal enemy. Each entry says how many of each monster you need to kill to get battle points for it. Sometimes they only want you to kill 15 of an enemy. Sometimes it's as many as 30. To finish the entire thing, you are looking at over 100 hours of nothing but fighting. nothing but fighting. You know how I know? Because I skipped all the cutscenes and I still had 130 hours on the clock when I finished the hunting record. Over 100 hours of pure random battles. Can you handle it? Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy number 2. This is hilarious. Akihiro Hino said in an interview what he was trying to achieve with this game. He said that the entire point of the game is to feel like you are going out on great adventures with your friends. And for that purpose was the live chat system implemented. Live chat refers to when your characters make comments about their situation, and they constantly comment about it. Inside of battle and outside of battle, running around and standing still, appropriate times and inappropriate times. They just do not shut up. I once was a single man living all alone in an apartment here in Japan. When playing this game, I would actually feel a little less lonely. The dude achieved his vision. How monumental of a task was it to achieve? There are 2,000 live chat lines in the English version of this game. 2,000! I wish that somewhere out there was a zip file with all the live chat audio files. I could not find one. But just like you would expect with 2,000 voice lines, they are tailored to the situation. When you're on Juraika, they make comments about how they can't believe the villagers are gonna sacrifice that girl. When you're on the desert planet of Rosa, Zegrum will say, "It's so hot. I don't understand people that live in the desert." There are fourth wall breaking comments too, like when Kisala says, "Hey, hasn't it been a while since you saved?" When you enter your 4 millionth random battle, Jaster will say, "Not these guys again." When you're climbing the twin Gladius towers and you're noticing that the two towers look exactly the same, and you know they just put 2 of them to help pad the length of the game, Jaster will say, "These 2 towers are just giving us twice the burden." It's definitely fun stuff to listen to, especially since the voice talent is so good. Everyone has wildly different voices, and the localized dialogue is actually pretty natural. Insane aspect of Rogue Galaxy. Number 1. The freaking soundtrack. It doesn't always stand out, but when it does, it's really great. Some tracks that I imagine most people love are Going Through the Kuje Desert with the acoustic guitar song. The Galaxy Corporation piano song. That's the place I kept referring to as the State Building. And the theme of Mina on planet Vidan. But without a doubt, for myself, the greatest musical moments in the game are A Hidden Insanity and The King of Legend. Both of these songs lean more towards cinematic than melodic. Both of these songs play during boss battles. Both of them make me wish I had kept an early game sword in my inventory so that I could equip it and make the battle take forever so I can keep feeling awesome while fighting to these songs. For A Hidden Insanity, you're gonna be in the battle and you'll hear the terror violins, the poisoned male choir, and that persistent timpani, while Zegrum and Kisala are yelling at you, "Jaster! Jaster!"
Here we go.
Come on, see if you can take us.
get this over with.
Then, when all the rest of the strings come in, it's total fucking majesty. Poisoned male choir majesty.
Not here. I needed that. Not here.
Sorry about that.
The King of Legend has you in a one-on-one battle with Jaster and Beast Seed. Even when you are 10 levels too powerful, this guy can still take a third of your life with every hit. So you have to be cautious the entire time. The violins start off playing a light, bouncy melody, but the male choir members already sound dead serious. Then the violins move away from light and bouncy and combine with the percussion to become a catastrophe. They're building up to the apocalypse, the Star King's apocalypse. When the climax comes, can you tell what the choirs are singing? You can't, can you? Well, I know of what they speak, but I don't want to tell you with just words. So stop doing whatever it else you're doing right now. Focus on the video, and you will see what the song, The King of Legend, is really about.